Welcome to It's Good to Be Smart. I'm your host, Dr. Dave Mulder. I love to learn new things, and I hope you do too, because it's good to be smart. In this episode, we're looking up, way up. Have you ever looked up at the night sky and wondered what stars really are? What happens to them when they die? Do they just burn out, or become something else entirely? Well, get ready, because today's episode is about a scientist who completely changed the way we understand stars, Subrhmanyan Chandrasekhar, a name that might be hard to say, but once you know what he discovered, you'll never forget it. Long before telescopes or space probes, people wondered about the stars. The ancient Greeks thought stars were fixed points of light stuck to a crystal sphere. For them, stars were mysterious, eternal, and unchanging. But fast forward a couple thousand years, and science began to catch up with imagination. In the 1600s, Isaac Newton showed that gravity extended into space, and in the 1800s, scientists realized that stars are actually massive balls of burning gas, mostly hydrogen, powered by nuclear fusion. But that opened up a big new mystery. What happens when stars run out of fuel? Do they disappear? Shrink? Explode? This is where Chandrasekhar enters the story and changes everything. Subrhmanyan Chandrasekhar was born in 1910 in British-ruled India. He was incredibly gifted from a very young age. By the time he was in his teens, he was already reading college-level physics books. At just 19 years old, he traveled by ship to England to study at Cambridge University. And it was on that long journey that he started doing math. Not for fun. Okay, maybe for fun, but also because he was obsessed with figuring out what happens to stars when they die. At the time, scientists had recently discovered a strange type of star called a white dwarf, a super dense remnant of a dead star. They were tiny, hot, and unbelievably heavy. 1 teaspoon of white dwarf material could weigh as much as a car. But Chandrasekhar had a bigger question. Could all stars end up as white dwarfs? Or is there a limit? Using Einstein's theory of relativity and some brilliant math, Chandrasekhar discovered that there is a limit. If a star is more than 1.4 times the mass of our Sun, it cannot become a white dwarf. Instead, something else must happen. That number, 1.4 solar masses, became known as the Chandrasekhar limit. And this is the wild part. This meant that stars heavier than that would collapse into something even more extreme, what we now know as neutron stars, or even black holes. At first, many scientists didn't believe him. Even Arthur Eddington, a famous astronomer at that time, basically said, "Nah, that can't be right." Chandrasekhar's ideas were just too radical. But guess what? He was right. For years, Chandrasekhar's ideas were ignored or criticized, but he didn't stop working. He kept asking questions, writing papers, and exploring different areas of astrophysics. In fact, he ended up studying everything from the structure of stars to how black holes behave. Decades later, as scientists developed better telescopes and tools, they confirmed what Chandrasekhar had predicted. His work laid the foundation for modern theories of stellar evolution, how stars are born, live, and die. And his hard work paid off. In 1983, he was awarded the Nobel Prize in Physics, finally recognized for his groundbreaking contributions. Today, we know that massive stars go out with a bang, literally. They explode in supernovas, and what's left behind can be a neutron star or a black hole, a region of space where gravity is so strong that not even light can escape. And all of that starts with Chandrasekhar's limit. Chandrasekhar wasn't just a brilliant scientist. He was also a dedicated teacher and writer. He worked at the University of Chicago for most of his career, mentoring young scientists and writing books that made complex ideas easier to understand. And guess what? His legacy continues today. Astronomers now use computer models built on Chandrasekhar's equations to study supernova explosions, gravitational waves, and galaxy formation. His work even helps us understand the fate of our own sun, which will one day become a white dwarf. The Chandra X-ray Observatory, one of NASA's most advanced space telescopes, is named in his honor. It orbits Earth, scanning the sky for X-rays coming from, you guessed it, black holes and exploding stars. Chandrasekhar's story shows us something powerful. Science doesn't move in a straight line. New ideas often face resistance, but with persistence, curiosity, and evidence, science moves forward. He started with a simple question: what happens to dying stars? And ended up changing our understanding of the universe. So the next time you look up at the night sky, remember, those stars are more than twinkling lights. They're clues to cosmic mysteries. And thanks to scientists like Subrhmanyan Chandrasekhar, we're getting closer to solving them. Thanks for joining me for this episode, and nice work leveling up your brain power today. Remember, smart isn't something you are, it's something we become as we're learning. So keep listening, keep learning, and keep getting smarter every day. It's Good to Be Smart is created and produced by me, Dr. Dave Mulder, with the support of the National Science Foundation through the Robert Noyce Teacher Scholarship Program. Subscribe to this feed so you'll never miss an episode. And check out our home on the web, goodtobesmart.com. Until next time, keep asking questions, stay curious, and keep learning, because it's good to be smart.